episode, we are in Kashan.
About halfway between the capital Tehran and the majestic city of Isfahan, Kashan is a large oasis on the edge of the central desert and a real gem of a place. Walking here surrounded by stunning architecture and beautiful gardens, you feel like you have stepped into another era. By some accounts, Kashan was the origin of the 3 wise men who followed the star to Bethlehem to witness the birth of Jesus. Kashan has been an important trade and commercial hub for centuries, famous for its handicrafts such as pottery and intricately woven carpets. Kashan's opulent history is reflected in the many palatial homes of the wealthy merchant families who lived here. But Kashan's other notable attraction and the main reason for my visit is its famous rose harvest. Home of the peerless Mohammadi or damask rose, Kashan produces the finest RoseWater in the world. A heady, sweet yet subtle flavor which I just love to use. You may be surprised at how many uses RoseWater has. In Iran, the water and the petals themselves go into various traditional dishes such as sweetmeats and sweets, cordials, even savory ones such as rice dishes, stews, and appetizers. It's also used as a perfume, home medicament, and for some religious ceremonies. I was lucky enough to arrive in time for Kashan's famous Rose Festival to witness the process of plucking roses and extracting golab that takes place every year.
For you budding gardeners, how's this for a rose garden? The aroma is intoxicating. You can smell it for miles and miles. سلام آقای رضایی.
سلام علیکم.
یه خود راجع به مراحل گلچینی به ما یه خود توضیح بدین لطفاً.
گل محمدی یا گل سرخ اواخر فروردین شروع میشه تا اواخر اردیبهشت. نحوه چیدنش هم صبح ساعت 5 صبح باید اومد داخل باغ گلها گلو چید تا الی آخر ساعت 10. اگر تمام بشه اسانس بالایی داره.
گل اومد بهار اومد دارم میرم به صحرا زیادی تو ناز مکن برات بمیرم تنها مجنون نبودم مجنونم کردی از شهر خودم بیرونم کردی ظروف ما مسیه دیگو دریچه و پارچ مثل لوله آلمینیوم میزان گل 25 کیلو میزان آب 60 لیتر روشن بودن 10 الی 12 ساعت بخار حاصل توسط این چا میاد داخل پارچ آبی که دور این پارچ میگرده خنک میکنه عمل میان انجام میشه این قطره قطره بخار میاد داخل این پارچ به توسط این آب سرد تبدیل به عرق میشه دیگه 1 و شماره 2 و 3 گلابه اون یکی هم گزنه است گلاب برای مقوی قلب و اعصاب سخت کننده لثه صفرابر خوشبو کننده معطر روشن کننده پوست اینم گلاب دو آتیشه ماست ملاحظه بفرمایید عطرش هم روشه
If you ask any Iranian what brand of rosewater they love, 9 out of 10 will tell you Rabi. And I'm going to take you inside to show you this amazing factory and how they produce it all.
My dad started a long time ago. His father was in the business and he did the rose distillation through traditional ways. So then he changed from the traditional way and he revolutionized it into the highest technology. And the next thing that we're doing, we're shifting into organic, getting certified for that. Basically a more of a traditional food grade, and then now we change it into more of a, pharmaceutical and cosmetics and higher grade in that.
And you said, I remember the story that he rolls up his sleeves every day.
Every day. To this day. He wakes up 7 in the morning and he goes to the factory and he stands by the workers and he does it with passion. And that's one thing we learned from him. He always said that, whatever you do in life, if you have passion about it, you're going to be successful.
ما ظرفیت گل ما در منطقه در ابتدای 50 تن تولید کل گل منطقه بوده. بعد از زمانی که ایران گلاب و گلاب ربی به بازار عرضه شده الان حدود سطح کشت گل کاشان به بالای 8000 تن رسیده که بالای 75% شد. ما در این کارخونه ولامتی سرعت کشت به همه جا گسترش پیدا کرده. شما یه خطایی که ببینید ما از فرانسوی ها خریدیم چون منطقه ما مصرف گلاب زیاد داره و امروز به خصوص گلاب یکی از موارد خاصش به خاطر ارگانیک بودنش مصرف فوق‌العاده‌ای در دنیا داره، بالاخص در صنعت عطرسازی، پارفومسازی و در صنعت داروسازی.
I love the bazaar, the sights and the sounds, the exotic smell of spices, these twisty alleyways. People from all walks of life come here to buy anything from chicken to hair dryers to antiques and carpets. For me, it takes the shopping experience to a whole new level.
One of the highlights of Kashan is the beautifully preserved traditional homes in the old quarter, and I've come to see probably the best example, which is called Taba Tabai House.
This beautiful traditional house called Taba Tabai's house, and they call this because of the person that used some special stone for the facade, and it's the traditional Kashanese house, and also around 185 years old.
Right.
Yes.
It's a perfect example of a Persian architecture, isn't it? With the courtyard and the water feature and the windows, and it's just gorgeous. I would love to own this house.
Yeah.
Imagine living here. What a beautiful room, and look at the spectacular windows everywhere.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
It really is.
And also, there's a function, you know,
Really?
blue and red for insect that they don't come into because of the color. When they look at the colors, yeah, they got dizzy. And the white one for sun, because come into, you know, and green and orange for relaxation.
Really? So this home is not only beautiful, but it's functional in every way.
Our grandmother, or mamani as we say in Iran, always had freshly cut roses in her house, and whenever I smell a rose, I'm always reminded of her. Iranians in general have a special, loving relationship with the rose. In Persian poetry, it symbolizes beauty and perfection and is the object of adoration of the nightingale, who represents the poet or lover singing his devotion. A Persian garden goes hand in hand with roses. The English word paradise comes from the Persian word pardis, meaning walled garden. The earliest surviving example is that of Cyrus the Great and Pasargad, which dates back to 500 BC. This beautiful garden in Kashan, Bagh-e-Fin, follows the classic template of 4 quadrants separated by waterways, and was a favorite getaway for the Safavi royal court in the 18th century. This style of landscaping influenced palaces as far away as India and Spain.